So, Gaffy, we always like to pull the positive out of the bag. 6-1 last year, it's 5-1 this year. You might say we're improving, but I don't think that was very easy on the eye.
Spoke before the game, reminded them of that, and the big focus today was, showing how far we've come as a group, as a side, and how competitive we could be today, which has not transpired. You speak about positives. The positive for me is it's made my life a lot easier in terms of the players that we have returning from injury now, who after this are just going to walk back in the side. I want it to be a constant headache on selection and stuff, but you're going to win sometimes in football, you're going to lose, but you don't lose like that.
No, you don't.
No.
We seem to.
We started, pretty bright. We should have been 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. We had two really good chances. We had a certain plan for how we wanted the game to go, and in the first 10 minutes, thinking, well, we should be, in the lead, and then the game settles, and there's not much in the first half really. We started allowing them a lot of possession, without really troubling us, and then like we just mentioned, you get to 42 minutes at 0-0, and suddenly going at half time 2-0 down. They got it in no uncertain terms at half time from me to try and spark a reaction. And then just a ridiculous foul for the penalty, which just effectively kills the game off for us. It's a tough one to take that.
And then you said it already off camera, but at 3-0 we probably then had our best spell of the game, I think.
Yeah, but there's no positives in that. It's easy to be brave when you're 3-0 down. What we need to be that brave at 0-0, which I haven't seen of late. It was a big focus for us today. We changed the formation a little bit to try and get more possessions, try and get more comfortable on the ball with a bit more security behind it, and I just didn't see it. Everything we've wanted our Frickley side to be this year, playing on the front foot, being positive, playing with intensity, playing with a purpose, being creative, being brave on the ball, I just didn't see it. It was really flat, really lacklustre. Too many long periods of the game, we didn't get close to anybody. I think we lost every individual battle all over the park, and it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and like I said, they got a bit at half time, but there was no ranting and raving after, because like I said, it's made my job pretty easy for next week. We have a strong squad. Nobody's safe in it. We're mid-table in the NCAL, which for me is not pulling up any trees. And the group is capable of better. And what they've shown today, when we spoke about, how great it is to have our under-8s in leading us out, I think we'd have got more fight out of them today. And that's not to dig out our lads that defend them, all season, but there is no defending that performance. I'm embarrassed by that. It's going to be a tough weekend for me to get over. But, we stick our chests out, we roll our sleeves up, we'll face it, we'll take it on the chin, we'll work out a Tuesday to correct it, because it's not going to get easier on Saturday against them. And if we turn up and give that performance, it'll be 10. So I've got a lot of work to do this weekend. And we'll be planning for a very big game next week, where I certainly expect a reaction.
I think probably the most frustrating thing amongst many frustrating things is that we know these lads can play. If it's last year where we were scratching for our lives pretty much all the season, we've seen how good they can be, pretty much same personnel, and yet, last few games we've seen how poor they can be as well, haven't we?
And we have got a young side, and that's where you need your experienced players, your misters around it to try and help out your likes of Rich Patterson and people like that who can, just drag us through those crazy spells. If Pats is playing today, I think, probably do get to half time at 0-0. And then he can still have the bollock in and hopefully go out and start playing our way second half. But it's disappointing, and that's the thing. The lads are very capable. We've seen that. They can all play. They've been recruited and selected to be here on the basis that they can play. And the way I want to play is, by playing possession football. Yes, there's a time to mix it up and stuff, which I believe we can do now with the personnel we've got. But that you have to be brave, and if you're going to give up all this time, that it takes for non-league football, and you're going to give up your Saturday. You know, you want to give it up by trying to play football and enjoying football and enjoying the ball. Had I been watching that game as a spectator, I'd have been, well, what's the plan here? And we had a very specific plan for today, which the lads have carried out on numerous occasions. And yeah, it's a tough one, because the minimum you want to see is fight.
Yeah.
And particularly at this football club, with this community, we have to defend that. And you know that the culture here is a very strong culture that we've instilled, that whatever's happening, we will roll our sleeves up, we will compete, we're not going to roll over and die. And I think that's what I saw today, which is unacceptable. And I'm gritting my teeth together now as I speak, thinking about it. But lots for us all to think about.
Yeah, I think it's all leading to look at Emily, because we're coming for you.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, we go there, we have absolutely nothing to lose. But we're competitive. You know, it took them to the 97th minute to beat us here. And we were fuming at losing that game in the manner of how we sort of threw that away from being 1-0 up and then down to 10 men. But that, you know, we are a group that is capable of beating anybody, and we will be going there full of belief, as we always do. But like I said, I expect a big reaction from that. You know, it's getting to that time of the season now where we're thinking about where we want to be, which is obviously pushing for the playoffs. So there's that we're battling for, but players are also playing to be here next year. The disappointing thing, and something I've just said it now, that players might be looking to be here next week after that. You know, we're not a team that likes to get shut of players and just have a revolving door to get people in. We like to work with players, develop players, say, right, this is why it didn't go right today, so we need to do this better. But today, there's no defending, not fighting, and not getting together, not getting close. I don't think we got close to anyone at any point in the game, and that is absolutely unacceptable. I certainly won't accept it. Lots to think about over the weekend and leading into next week.
You deserve a few beers, Gaffer. Go and indulge.
I think I need him. Cheers.